As a personal trainer and online fitness coach, one of the main questions, surprisingly, that I do get is in regards to bloating, more so the visual face aspect of the bloating. And I'm gonna run through some of the things that I do in order to do that. Some science-backed, some more anecdotal, but all of them should definitely help. I recently woke up, as you can see my face is a little bit bloated now. I'm literally gonna run through this entire video, what I do, and yeah, so let's get into it. Before I even get to the tips, even before anything, if you're a guy or girl watching this, if you are not, well, first of all, as a male, you need to be sub 21%. A level of leanness. If you're fat or obese, unfortunately, all these tips I'm gonna give you won't do much. So you need to be somewhat lean. As for women, I'll say sub 28, 29% body fat percentage is what you need. I am currently, let me say, I'm probably 15%, roughly, give or take. This is what 15% looks. Okay, let's get into it. This first step, generally when I wake up, you can do this before you eat or don't mind my toes. You can do this before you eat or after you've eaten, but firstly I'll start with some lymphatic drainage. Some of the men are gonna laugh, but this is absolutely necessary. You pour some kettle hot water on this, and you dab this there, and then, this is kind of hot, one sec, let me, oh my God, this is hot, oh. Okay, and then you clean the areas where you are going to be touching. Okay, the main reason why you do this is because, and also you wash your hands as well, is because you don't want the oils on your face and maybe the bacteria in your hands to cause your skin to break out, okay, because they're going to be using your fingers. The actual lymphatic drainage takes no longer than like 2 minutes. So once you've done that, you just get like a mini face towel and just wipe it dry. I'm going to do that off camera. And then we'll get to the next step. Okay, so firstly, the whole point of a lymphatic drainage is to remove or move around fluid and waste trapped in the face from sleep or things that you've eaten. So firstly, you slap some Vaseline, petroleum jelly, a little bit of oil on these areas of your face, okay? Now, I'm not a professional lymphatic drainage, so do you know what I mean? There's probably people who do it professionally who can say, oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But this is how I'll do it. And again, this takes no longer than, I'm not even joking, when I set a timer, it's for like 120 or 180 seconds, so 2-3 minutes. And then literally, this is the movements I'll do. So I'll do these, and I'll do something like that, okay? And then I'll be doing something like this as well. And I'll do something like this as well. So these movements, but I just spam it over and over again for 2 or 3 minutes. This is literally what I'm doing the entire time. So it'll be something like this, something like this, something like this behind my ears, then something like this. Okay, this is the movements I'll be doing. By the time I'm done, my face will look a little less puffy, temporarily. Again, this is not, it won't make you forever, you know, unbloated, but it will serve a big difference in that. Then comes the next step. Next up, we have the face icing. We do this immediately after we jump out of the shower. What you can do is do a cold shower, but not everyone likes doing a cold shower, especially me. So what I would do is grab this. And again, this one takes 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And just do this. Perfect for inflammation. Once you've done that, you just leave it on your face for maybe 2-3 minutes. Let it do its work, let it do its magic, whilst you are sort of, you know, lotioning yourself and all that stuff. But yeah, the entire morning routine should take no longer than 7 minutes. So it's not like you're doing the most in the morning. That should in total take 8 minutes. And it's not something you need to do 7 days a week. This is something you can do 3-4 days a week. You'll just find yourself looking, on the days when you do it, you'll just find yourself looking a lot more sharper, ready for the day, less bloated, less groggy. Now, next up is the food aspect. The food aspect is probably the most important part. So I'm gonna need to lock in, needed to take in exactly what I am saying, as this part is the make or break as to why a lot of you look bloated, even though you're not fat. Okay, so yeah, let's go. Let's talk about electrolyte imbalance, and specifically sodium. Now, a big part of the reason why a lot of you guys get bloated is due to something called electrolyte imbalance. Now, when you intake a lot of sodium, your body tries to balance it out, to put it as simply as possible. And in trying to balance it out, it must hold on to more water. It does. So there's an increase in water retention. And that shows up in places like your face, under your eyes. And that's why a lot of the times when you eat junk food, you tend to find yourself more puffy in your face. When you eat high sodium things and there's like a lack of hydration, you're dehydrated and also you're sleeping poorly, those three things combined. Oh, and also, how can I forget, a lack of potassium, which balances it out, you end up looking more puffy. So am I saying do not eat high sodium foods? No. If you eat a lot of it, then definitely reduce it. What I'm trying to say is there's ways where you can manage it so that you can still enjoy foods with sodium within it without always looking puffy. And here are some ways you can do that. So one thing that helps is increasing your potassium intake, like I said before. Here are some potassium foods that I intake. Banana, dates, coconut water, although I've run out of coconut water. And also you need to also increase the amount of water you drink. You probably or likely need to be drinking anywhere between 1.5 to 3 liters a day, which is normal. It's the normal recommended amount, okay? Water, coconut water, banana, dates. If you don't like any of these, potatoes are great, sweet potatoes, spinach, avocados, although avocados are high in calories and high in fats, but they're still great. So you want to increase your potassium intake. There are also potassium supplements that you can take. These are the supplements I take. I take one of these a day. You can have 2. For a man, the average amount of potassium you should be taking is around 3 to 3.5 K. Women, it's a little lower, mid to lower 2000s. Again, sodium's not the enemy here. It's just high sodium, not enough water, and not enough potassium, electrolyte imbalance, which causes that puffiness. Obviously, other things like sleep as well. Please make sure you're sleeping over 7 hours. Do all these things, plus that little morning routine I showed you. I promise you, your face will come from looking like this to a little bit leaner. But again, let me just reiterate, if you're a man, you need to be sub 20% body fat, woman sub 28. So if you're fat in the first place and you're trying to implement these things, it might have a bit of a difference, but not much of a difference, okay? Some people are lean. Some people are like, they're lean in their body, but their face holds quite a lot of water weight. And it's because of how they eat, increased sodium, lack of potassium, not enough water. The amount of people, again, I have clients, and one thing that we track during our check-ins is water, and most of them drink 700 ml a day. You need to be drinking 1.5, okay? Like 1.2 on a bad day, 1.5 minimum. Okay, so make sure you're doing all these things. I promise you, you do these things, you'll have your face snatched. Obviously work out as well. You have your face snatched. Yeah, I mean, that jawline chiseled. Not joking, but look into everything I've said. It's a long video, but all these things will be useful for you guys, okay? Thank you.